Hey guys, TrickShot726 here, and we are back for the 10,000 subscriber Q&A. It has been 1 week, so we're going to get this out to you guys. I just want to say thank you again one more time for helping get us to 10,000 subscribers. That really means a lot to me. We've got our first question here from Hooded Art. He says, remember when I made you a stop motion for your 4,000 subscribers? I do. I think it was Avengers vs. Ultron, if I remember correctly. And I want to say thank you for making that, and thank you for sticking with us 6,000 subscribers later. Darren Dong asks, what are you currently working on now? I'm currently doing a Flash versus Quicksilver video. Well, it's not a versus. It's like a short 45-second bit. It's actually almost done filming. So hopefully that'll be out within a week or two. And then I've got Queen of Chaos and a Black Ant versus Avengers video that I want to do. But that's what we can look forward to for the beginning of next year. I'm really looking forward to those projects. I've got a lot of cool ideas that I want to do. Sub-Zero 1200 Pictures asks, how do you get your such good looking dioramas like your buildings and especially those bricks? For the buildings, I actually pulled one up because I've gotten this question a couple of times and I've kind of answered it, but having a video of it probably will help. So the buildings are just like cardboard boxes, you know, shipping boxes, shoe boxes, whatever you can get your hands on. It works. And then I've got these 9x9 inch brick pattern papers. You can find them at craft stores or hobby stores. They're like 50 cents each. They're really cheap. And then you just tape them on there. So you got a building, boom. And then you just put pictures, windows, whatever you want on it to make it look more like a building. Spray paint on it, make mini graffiti, whatever floats your boat. But that's how you do that. And then the bricks are these project bricks that I have. How many times can I say bricks in the same sentence? They're small foam bricks that you can also get them at the craft store. You can get the paper at. The first time I went, they had brown, red, and this light tan color, but since I've gone back, I've only seen the ones I have, so I kind of wish I got another one first, but whatever, it's no big deal. DeAndre Hill asks, what kind of career are you looking to go into? I want to do something in animation, specifically, like stop motion or Flash. If I could work at an animation studio and do TV shows or movies or video games, commercials, whatever pays the bills, you know. So that's what I kind of want to go into, just because I feel like it'd be a fun line of work and it wouldn't be boring and monotonous, and every day it'd be something new. You get a sense of accomplishment. But yeah, that's kind of what I want to go to. He also asks, what are your tips for beginning stop motion animators? I would suggest that you focus on the animation and the fluidity of it before you focus on really elaborate sets or effects. So what I would do is I would just make sure you have a really good sense of what motion you want to do. So act it out. So right now I'm doing Flash versus Quicksilver. So just acting out how you run, being really aware of how your body moves when you're running, so you can make your figures do the same thing. And then just utilize the articulation they have to the best that you can. Like Marvel Legends, they have pretty decent articulation for stop motion. And just make sure you're using all the joints as you can. Don't use ones when it's not necessary, but don't just use a single arm joint when you can use both of them, or the knees, ankles, that kind of thing. What else would I suggest? Oh, reference footage. Reference footage is hugely useful. Just watch tons of fights that are similar to the ones you're trying to do, and then just take some of the ideas and put your own spin on them from there. Whenever I want to do a Spider-Man video or anything like that, I watch tons of Spider-Man stuff. Watch it from Spectacular Spider-Man, Ultimate Spider-Man, both Spider-Man movie trilogies, not even the whole movies, just watch clips of the fight scenes and get a sense of how the character moves and reacts and their fighting style, that kind of thing. Just because it'll really help you when you're trying to come up with your own ideas if you know how they move and stuff better. And then his third question is, do you prefer your own custom-made versions of figures or the store-bought versions, or does it depend? I'm going to go ahead and say it depends. I don't really have any customs per se that I have. I've got ones where it's got like touch-ups on it. If it's like really just flat red in some areas, like an Iron Man figure, I'll add some gray and black and silver on it just to add some more tones to it to make it look more realistic and not just bland. But that's the most of what I do for the that's what I do for the most part. I don't like make a custom or like retool figures or anything like that. I'd like some. I've seen some really good customs. I don't think I can afford them right now. If I can get some though, I think I would if the paint doesn't rub off when I use them, because I know a lot of them are made for display, not for use. So I usually stick with the store-bought ones and then just touch them up if I feel like they need it. But yeah, that's about it. The Spider asks, what has been your favorite stop motion to make so far? I thought about this for a little bit, and I think Avengers vs. Ultron was the one I had the most fun filming, and the one I had the most fun, I think it turned out really well. I don't know, that was a really good video. I liked it a lot. Yeah, that was about it. Joshua Betts asks, I love your stop motion, and can you do a new collection video? I know it's been over a year since my last one. I think the last one was October of last year, if I'm remembering correctly. I want to, it's just that the shelves that the figures are usually on are moved around and they have other stuff on them just because of moving and everything like that, kind of. The sets, the desks with all the buildings obviously are still fine. I made sure I have at least one of those to work with. But the shelves don't have the figures on them right now. They're all lying on another desk, so that's nice. And that's why I'm back here in front of the posters instead of in front of the set right now. But I want to do one. If I can set up the shelves again soon, we'll have one of those out really quickly after that. But yeah, right now I've got a lot more figures than I did last year, so I want to try and do one of those when I can. DJ DH Production Studios asks, how do you get the Flash Quicksilver speed effect? And did you use any rigging to get those running poses? What I did for the running poses is I have flight stands from the Mayfix Amazing Spider-Man and D-Art's Mewtwo figures that I have, which they don't plug into the back of the figure, it holds onto them. But what I did is I had it hold on the side so the figure can stand on one foot and have the other one back in the air. It's really useful. So that's how I did the rigging, I guess you could say. And then for the speed effect, what I did, hang on, I've got a Hydra Soldier here for reference. So if they're just running by someone, and it's normal speed, not from their point of view, what I do is I have the figure and I hold part of it off screen. So then when the camera is about to take the picture and move it really back and forth like that, so it gets blurry, and then I just move them again and then repose them and then boom, 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 boom. There you go. So that's how I did that. It's really not professional or the best. I don't know what the word I'm looking for right now is, but it's not difficult, I guess is the word you could say for that part. And then for the part where it's blurry and everything, lots and lots of Photoshop. So yeah, I make the character a different layer, and then I blur the background, and then I make a duplicate layer of the character, and then I make that lighter, I lower the opacity on it, and then I add blue to it, and then I make that slightly blurry. I think that's it, actually. It's pretty... I don't want to say it's easy, but that's how I do that. So I do that for every frame, like I mentioned in the Green Lantern versus Captain Marvel behind the scenes. I do Photoshop for all of my effects, and I Photoshop every frame. But yeah, that's how I do that. Raphael Ortiz asks, okay, question. Have you seen Gravity Falls? I've seen GIFs of Gravity Falls. I haven't actually watched the show. I've heard it's pretty good, though, but I have not had the time to get around to it. Georgie Carls asks, are you friends with your friendly neighborhood animator? We've talked a couple of times. I've voiced Captain America in a couple of his videos, I think. But we haven't really talked outside of working on like projects together and stuff like that. What app do you use? I use Photoshop for effects, like I mentioned, and then I use Windows Movie Maker and Adobe Premiere Pro to do the video editing. Can you do a vlog? I could do a vlog. I don't know how to do a vlog about, honestly, just like working on a video or something like that, or what about? So that's my follow-up question to you, I guess. What would you want me to do a vlog about? And then he's got more questions here. Can you make a DC stop motion? I've done a couple of DC stop motions, actually. I've done some crossover ones. Then I've done a Batman one by himself. I've done a Superman one by himself. Then we've got the Green Lantern versus Captain Marvel, Thor versus Wonder Woman one that we've done. And then I'm currently working on Flash and Quicksilver short. So there's a couple of them. I don't have that many DC UC figures. They're the 6-inch DC figures, just because they don't have as good an articulation as the Marvel Legends. So that makes it a little bit harder to use them. And then I'm not as big of a fan of DC. Not saying I don't like it or anything. I'm just saying I prefer Marvel. And then do the whip. Nah. Ray Stop Motions asks, how do you manage time between making stop motions and school life? I'll let you know that when I figure it out. Obviously, school comes first, so I have to focus on that. And then whenever I have free time, and I'm not exhausted, I try and work on videos when I can. Usually leave the setup where it is, and then hopefully I just hope that the figures don't fall over while I'm gone, but then I try and film stuff. I usually end up filming at night just because that's when I'm free more of the time. But yeah, it doesn't take that long to film the video, like hours wise, but it can take a couple of weeks just because I can usually only work on the weekends since school is a thing. But I'm about to go on winter break, so I'll have a little bit more time, hopefully. Echo Tone asks, have you ever felt like giving up on stop motion? Not seriously, but just I've been like, oh, I'm so busy. I don't really have time to work on anything right now. And I've just taken short breaks, but I haven't really thought about quitting it. I like it a lot. I mean, I've done it for 4 years now. So I know it's an important hobby of mine. I don't know. I feel like I get more stressed out if I don't do it, just because it's something I like to do. So I don't plan on quitting anytime soon. I don't know how long I plan on doing it in the future though, but I don't plan on quitting anytime soon. That's kind of answered the question. What program do you use to do stop motion? Answered that with Premiere, Windows Movie Maker, Photoshop. What type of board do you use for the buildings? Answered that. What type of board do you use for the floor? The floor is just a poster board. Just like really thin poster board. Just black poster board. How do you make the buildings? Answered that. How long does it take you to make the city? The city, I got more buildings / boxes as I went, and then just got more pictures and put them on. It doesn't take long to make the ones I have right now. I want to say it takes like 2 minutes. And then he asked, can you show us what the city looks like fully? I mean, what I mean is make you set up and move your camera into a bird's eye view so we can see the full thing looks like. There's not really a full set since I move the camera. I move the buildings around all the time, so it doesn't look like it's the same area of the city. So it's I've got a desk. I can show you guys. Hang on. So what you see here's the desk right now, right? So I just move all these buildings around and put them on there. So there's no real city. It's just a bunch of boxes that I rearrange. So that's that. I know a lot of people have asked that. Hey, can you show me the city? What does the city look like? There's no real city. It's just a bunch of boxes and a desk that get rearranged all the time. Do you make half a city and shoot your pictures and then make a different one and take your pictures? Yeah. If the fight takes place in other parts, if it like progresses throughout the city, I just rearrange the boxes to a new part and usually keep a wall or two or like a strip or so the same, so it looks like it's the same area, just other side of the walls. Let's see, Gary Poner has a couple of questions as well. He asks, chocolate milk or lemonade? I'm going to go with lemonade. I'm not the biggest fan of milk. Goldfish or Cheez-Its? I'm going to go ahead and say Cheez-Its. Goldfish are really good too, though. That's a tough one, even though I answered really fast. Have you ever thought about starting a gaming channel? Speaking of that, what are your favorite video games? I thought about it. I just don't have like a capture card or anything like that. And that'd be more time dedication that I don't really have right now. If I could do a gaming channel and stop motion and have both have content coming out regularly, I would do that. But I'm not really sure I can do that right now. Type of favorite video games. What I like Pokemon a lot. I'm currently playing Super Mystery Dungeon, and I got Oras when that came out, or Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire. I like those games. I like the Mario series. They're pretty fun to play. Kirby, I've been playing that. That's pretty fun. And then Assassin's Creed is really good. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1. 2, I own it, not so much. And then Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. That's really good. The Captain America video game is actually pretty good for being a movie-based video game. I mean, it's not the best, but it's pretty good. Mass Effect, I like Mass Effect a lot. The Lego Marvel games, I'm excited for the new one. Lego Batman games, those are really fun. I'm looking at my video games over here. But yeah, those are basically the games that I usually end up playing. Smash Brothers, that too. So those are the type of great games that I like to play. What upcoming Marvel movie are you least excited for? Probably Doctor Strange, just because I don't really know that much about him and I never really cared to learn. But I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. It's cool. That or Inhumans, just because I really don't care about them either. Like, I get they're important and blah, 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 Black Bolt, Medusa, whatever. I'm just like, yeah. Are you tired of reading these by now? Nah. Is it just a prank? Is what just a prank? What is life? What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. Oh, that's a great song. Do you have any pets? Trick Dog 726. I do have a pet. His name is Pepper. He is an Australian Shepherd. He's like 5, I want to say. But yeah, he's pretty cool. How's it going? It's going pretty good. It is like 2 a.m., 2:45 in the morning, but I'm not tired yet, so whatever. Do you have any funny stories from school or work? Probably. Let me see if I can think of one. Nope. I probably do have funny stories from school or work. I just can't think of any right now. DCUC Maniac 999 asks, what gives you the drive and motivation when filming? If I listen to like movie soundtracks from like superhero movies or just really good movies in general, that usually gets me pumped. Or if I watch a really good movie with like really good fight scenes and everything, that usually gets me excited or pumped too. What else? Behind the scenes videos or like director's commentaries, surprisingly, I just found that out recently. That makes me like, oh man, I want to go film right now. Just because it's really cool hearing how like people come up with the ideas of how to make their films and everything like that. Yeah, other people's YouTube videos sometimes, depending on what the content is, but it's really cool. What are some of your favorite fight scenes in TV or movies that inspire you to make stop motion? That inspire my stop motion, my bad. Let's see. I really liked the highway fight scene from Captain America: The Winter Soldier. That was a really good fight scene. What else was a really good fight scene that I liked? I like how that's the first one that comes to mind. Some of the ones in the Green Lantern animated series are really cool. I like how they move the camera during the fight scenes and everything like that. The Flash TV show has some pretty good fight scenes. I don't know. I don't really try to replicate those because I don't do super speed that often. But I've seen some people do fan-made ones, and I think they utilize the speed better, just because it feels like Barry doesn't know how to fight, really, but he doesn't really know how to fight. That's a whole other thing. Ant-Man had some really cool fight scenes with how they did the growing and shrinking and everything like that. Personally, I don't think Guardians of the Galaxy had the best fight scenes, but that's just me. What is your favorite video that you've made and had the most fun making? Avengers vs. Ultron. Answered that one. And then Michael Mace, sorry if I butchered your last name. What are your top 3 favorite TV shows? Currently, I'm really liking Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., The Flash, and Modern Family. Those are really good. I'm also watching Arrow right now, but that one wouldn't really go under my favorite TV shows. That's just a whole nother thing. That's because he's not Hawkeye, basically, but I think he's a better character, and it's got the darker tone. I don't really care for darker characters. That's why I'm not the biggest fan of Batman. I don't know. It's just not for me. But those 3 are my favorite right now. They're on. Other shows that I really like, Psych, that was on USA. That was a really good show. I liked that one. Heroes is pretty good. The Office, Parks and Rec, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Oh my gosh, all those shows. Those are amazing. Project 422 Films asks, where do you get your inspiration for all these versus videos that you make? In fact, where do you get inspiration for any video at all? For the versus ones, it's usually I'm like, all right, who'd win in a fight? And then I just like think it out. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's a cool idea. Like the Green Lantern versus Captain Marvel. I don't know if anyone's done that fight, but I just noticed how their origins are really similar. So I was like, that'd be really interesting to see how that played out. And then other ones are just like classic fights that people have talked about, like Hulk versus Wolverine or Hulk versus Thor. Or, well, I don't know if Thor versus Wonder Woman is as common. It's usually Thor versus Superman. But I figured with Thor and Wonder Woman having the deities and like their origins and everything like that, it'd be more interesting. And she knows how to fight better than Superman, in my opinion. And then, so that's where I get the inspiration from. Other videos, I guess you could say movies, TV show, comics. And then, why did you start stop motion? I started it because I was watching a bunch of YouTube videos, a bunch of other people's stop motion YouTube videos, like Solid Lizard and 4-Star 918. Is that the channel name? I forget what their channel name is. I think that's it. But I was watching a lot of their videos, and I was like, these are really cool. I bet I could try it. And then I tried it, and I did Daredevil versus Rhino as my first video. And that's because I did that one because no one's done that fight yet. And there was a bunch of other, like Avengers versus Hulk or Avengers versus Superman or Batman or whatever. There was like a bunch of videos like that, and I wanted to do something no one has done yet. So that's why I chose the video that I did. And then I just kept going and improving from there. And I'm glad that I've improved and gotten better, and I've got all of you guys here to support me now. All right. And then for the next question, we have your friendly neighborhood animator. He asked, whose side are you on for Civil War? In the comics, I was on Cap's side. I have to know more about the why they're fighting in the movie to decide who I want or who I think would win. The trailer made it really. I felt really bad for Iron Man in the first trailer that they released, just because it seemed like, I don't know, it seemed like he was getting picked on by Stephen Bucky because they're like tag teaming him, and then he's like, so was I. Anyways, so I'm not sure about the movies yet, but the comics, I'm definitely on Cap's side. He also asks, what made you come up with the names The Hobby 726 and Trickshot 726? The Hobby 726, I think I was just using my first name and then my birthday, July 26th. The was just there because I think Hobby 726 was taken. I'm not sure. And then I switched to Trickshot 726 because I wanted something that's more like a username. And then that was Hawkeye's password in Avengers Earth Mightiest Heroes, like his shield password. It's also the name of it's his brother Barney's code name. So I figured I'd go with that. So it wouldn't be as like obvious as like Hawkeye 726 or something like that. But that's why I chose that username. I also almost went with I like to thwip as a Spider-Man reference. If I ever made another channel for whatever reason, I think I might use that username, unless somebody takes it now because I said I like to thwip as a username. But yeah. Iron Inspired Your Heroes asks, what consoles do you have? I have a 3DS. I've got a Xbox 360 with Kinect. I actually won that at Craig's Cruisers. It's like Chuck E. Cheese, but for like teenagers. And yeah, I won it for like $4. That's another story. It's really cool. And then I have a Wii U, and I want to get like a PS4 sometime soon if I can. Isaiah Flores says, have you ever considered doing a Guardians of the Galaxy versus Avengers? I have thought about doing it. I might still do it. I don't know if you've noticed, but like a couple of my videos have kind of been leading up to Infinity War along with the movies. I think Avengers vs. Ultron has, and then Avengers vs. Masters of Evil have. There has. I want to do a Guardians of the Galaxy video that also ties into that. Then I might do Guardians of the Galaxy versus Avengers, but I know I want their. It's going to have Thanos and trying to get the Infinity Gauntlet as he does, and then they're going to have to team up, and it's going to be pretty cool. What else? What do you recommend for a stop motion editor? Windows Movie Maker. It isn't the best thing ever, but it gets the job done. It's pretty good. You can go up to 0.03 frames per second, which is pretty good. I think I usually I'm at like 1820 frames per second that I usually film at, which is like 0.05, 0.06, I think. So that's what I usually use, and then I usually use that to turn all the frames into a video, and then I put it into Premiere to edit the videos and add sound effects and everything like that. Since Movie Maker, you can only add one layer of sound and you can't really adjust the levels, so that's not really nice. Okay. Next question. For Civil War, could you possibly do a Captain America team versus Iron Man team video? I could. I don't know if I will, just because doing huge team battles like that takes a lot more time because you want to make sure everyone has their time to shine, and then it just takes up a lot of space because there's like 12 people in it. I might do another Captain America versus Iron Man video. I know I did one like a year ago or 2 years ago. I might do another one just to keep up with the hype and everything like that, but that's probably it I'll do. Or I might do a series of one-offs. I don't know. We'll see. Flying Stop Motion asks, is there anyone who inspired you to make stop motion? Like I said before, 4-Star 918 and Solid Lizard are the videos I watched the most of. When I was, before I started doing stop motion and what got me into stop motion, I'd say those two are the ones, that inspired me the most. Cape and Cow Animations asks, who or what was your first exposure to stop motion? Just answered that. Who were some of your first role models? Probably want to say people in my family. I don't know. I don't really think about this question that often. Like, who are my role models? Who do I look up to? And everything like that. I feel like at this point in my life, I don't really have like specific people I look up to, but like more traits in people that I like, aspire to have. Like, I want to be as confident as so-and-so and as honest as so-and-so and that kind of thing, not one specific person in general, if that answers that question. Does your family, other than Ismaster, watch your YouTube channel? I think they do. I know at least 2 people do. But I know that they all know about it and they have all seen a video here or there. But I don't know how many of them actually consistently watch my videos. What was your first exposure to comics and or Hawkeye? I first got exposed to comics through the Super Friends TV show, I think, way back when. I was not when it was on. I'm not that old. I mean, like when I was like 6 or 7, my mom had DVDs of them, so we watched those. And then I saw like the superhero movies and everything, and then we went to the library and they had comics, so I started reading some of those. And then I read everything they had at my library, and then so that was like my first exposure to comics. I think my first exposure to Hawkeye was in Jeff Johns' runs of the Avengers. I think it was like the Search for She-Hulk or something like that. I don't remember. I've read him in a lot of stuff. And then Earth's Mightiest Heroes, and I think that's where I liked him the most. I feel like there's somewhere else though. I can't remember. Anyways, he's pretty cool. In the movies, I think they do a decent job. The second Avengers movie did a lot better job of capturing him. And then there's like the family thing that was different. But like then the first Avengers movie did. Hopefully they just continue to improve on him. But yeah, that's where I first got introduced to them. How many frames per second do you use? I think like 18 or 20 usually. What are your thoughts on the Civil War trailer? I think it looked really cool. When they first announced it, I was actually kind of disappointed because I didn't want them to do Civil War because I felt like it was too big of a story arc that they could just fit into one Captain America movie and he'd get lost in it. But the trailer kind of restored my hope in it just because it looks like it's going to be very focused on him and like his struggle with Iron Man rather than like the whole Avengers and like the big scope that the comics had. Are you ever going to make more reviews? Yeah. I think the only reason I don't do more reviews is because usually by the time I get figures, there've been like 15 or 20 reviews of that character out already. It's because I buy them in stores. I don't buy them online for the most part. Just because, I don't know, I like being able to pick out which one I get, and finding them in the stores is really fun. I don't know, if it's like a rare one or one I think is going to be really rare, I'll buy it online before it gets jacked up in prices. But yeah, that's usually why I don't do reviews, just because I don't get the figures as early as some people do. Mad Titan Productions, do you have any tips for beginning stop motionists? Yeah, I think I put the tips and tricks in an earlier question. Jorge Ferrigno asks, how long did it take you to make your background diorama? I don't know. It's just been something I've been like working on, like and like adding to and then modifying as I go. I don't know how long I've been like. Yeah, like I said earlier, it takes like 2 minutes to make one of the buildings. Usually, it doesn't really take that long. He also asks, what inspired you to make stop motion videos? Talked about that already. Blueface Stop Motion asks, when did you start stop motion? I started back in 2011. I think it was May 16th. Yeah, I think I was a junior in high school at that point, so I was 16. Is that right? No. Was I 17? I don't know how old I was. I was around that age. It was 4 years ago, so 17. And then want to do a stop motion together? Message me, email me, and we can talk about it. And then also, can I voice a character? Also, email me. We can talk about it. What editing program do you use? Talked about those. And then, are you still going to make Guardians of the Galaxy versus Skrulls? Yes, I still plan on doing that. I just wanted to put some distance between it from when I did the first Guardians of the Galaxy video for the Infinity Quest, just because having the Guardians in space again, I don't want it to seem too similar. I also might want to wait till I have a spaceship, like an interior spaceship set that I can use, just because that would be really nice. He also asks, have you ever thought about doing vlogs? I don't know. I just don't know what I'd vlog about. If you guys let me know what you'd want to see vlogs about, we might be able to do something like that, just like short ones. But yeah, I don't know. It's not really what I do. I could, but I just don't. And then the Boss 209 Gaming asks, do you have a laptop to edit? Yes, I do. That's what I'm currently filming on. And who else has a question? We're getting really close to the end. I'm really sad. Jazz114 asks, what camera do you use to animate? I have a Nikon Coolpix. It's a 14 megapixel camera. It's pretty good. I'm going to try and get a better one though, just so I can have more intense zoom. Not because this one has a bad zoom or anything like that. It's just because it has a pretty good zoom, so it looks like a normal camera frame for action figures. But I want to get one that can zoom in more, so I can get close-ups, and I can do stuff for an Ant-Man video. Just have like those really intense close-ups that I can edit and stuff like that. But it's a pretty good camera. Pretty clear picture. And then it's got rechargeable batteries, which is really nice. Because my old camera used to take AA's, and I spent so much on AA's, and it was horrible. So having rechargeables is really nice. Crazy Lion PS3 Padson 1 Lions asks, can you please do an Avengers vs. Justice League 6v6? I don't know if I have 6 members of the Justice League, to be honest. I know I have Green Lantern, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, and I think that's it. Oh, and Flash. But I think my Man of Steel, Superman, and Dark Knight, Batman are a little short. They're like 5.5 inches tall. They're not like 6 inches tall. It's really sad that Captain America is taller than Superman, but whatever. And then the Flash is like 7 inches tall, so he's a little bit taller than everyone. Yeah, if I get more Justice League figures, I might do that. I don't know how soon I will be getting. Oh my god. I don't know how soon I will be getting Justice League figures, though, just because that's not really my top priority right now. Well, that ends our Q&A today. I want to say thank you to everyone who had a question and participated. I also want to thank everyone who subscribed. As I said earlier, last Sunday, it really means a lot to me that you guys have all subscribed and supported the channel for this long, and I hope we continue to grow and improve in the future. So thank you guys all again, and I will see you on Tuesday for the next behind the scenes. So make sure you do that, and have a great weekend. Bye.